have in front of me here a 250 meter roll of twin mini shotgun satellite cable. Okay, so the total length of cable in this, just to cover that topic, is 500 meters. It's 250 by 250 because it's a twin cable design. Okay, so we're quite excited about adding this new product onto the tvtrade.ie website, simply because there's a huge demand for this type of product, particularly within the trade. The reason that it's so convenient is that it's possible to run, let's say, if you're putting in a Sky Plus install or a multi-room install, to run 2 leads down by running a single cable. Okay, so if we look at the actual cable here, let's say we can have just a section. You can see how it sits in the roll, and what I've actually done here is I've just cut off a section so you can see how it's made up. So basically, anyway, if we look at the basic dimensions, the overall outside diameter of each section is about 4.8 millimeters. And then we have the braiding, which comes next. We have 64 strands of braiding here. We have our foil, and then we have our dielectric here, and then the center core here is 0.7 millimeters thick. Okay, is the diameter on this. So if we were compare this thickness here to, say, some of the very low cost alternatives to this, they would only have 0.5 of a millimeter here, and the amount of braiding they have on the outside would be only 48 strands. So it's a much higher spec than that, and in our general tests and the feedback we've got so far, we've got great reaction to it. Okay, now something else that this cable could be used for, apart from, let's say, a Sky Plus install, would be if you were putting up a satellite dish and a TV aerial quite close together. You could use one side of the cable for the satellite, the other for the terrestrial part. Now some other interesting features is, because the outside dimension here is only about 10.4 millimeters for the 2 pieces of cable together, it means that if you drill a 12 millimeter hole, you can actually, through a quite small hole, feed this cable in, which once again means that it's a somewhat neater cable. In terms then of what connectors you can use with it, because it's a smaller diameter than, let's say, a standard RG6 cable, which would have a dimension of just over 6 millimeters, what we have to use here is these things called shotgun or mini F connectors. So you can see here, it's like, we'll say, a standard F connector, but it's a lot thicker in the center here, okay? And but in terms of the actual threading here, it'll go onto your standard F joiner. Okay, so it just compensates for the fact that the cable is thinner by this. And we sell this mini F connector both in ones and bags of 100, and they're listed as associated products with this particular cable. Now, I'm going to mention another cool feature on this particular thing is that right throughout the length of the rolls there, it actually gives you the measure of the distance and how long it's gone. So if we just come along to the front here, we can see here, this is at 240 meters, 245 meters. So if you're measuring it off and things like that, you're able to do so quite accurately, and that's advantageous. So what range of products come inside a twin cable? Well, we see in front of us here we have the 250 meter twin here, but also we have 100 meter in white, we have 100 meter in black, and we also have 250 meter in twin shotgun black as well. So that more or less completes the range, and it nicely complements the other cables that we sell, such as our RG6, our RG6 twin, and the CT100 and CT165 cables. They're all available on the tvtrade.ie website.